back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the next video in the 5 Minutes with Megan series, and this video is going to be all about concealer. So I'm going to show you how I do my concealer and what tips and tricks I use to make it look as flawless as possible. So I'm just going to jump right in and get started. So the first thing, as you would have seen with my everyday makeup routine, that I would do with my makeup is just start with primer, and I'm using the Professional Primer from Benefit. And I'm just gonna rub that over to my face. Super quick and easy. And then I'll go in with my concealer. So I do not actually put on foundation before I do concealer, at least part of it. And I'm going to start, I actually have 2 shades of concealer, and I use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And I'm going to take my darker shade that's closer to my skin tone, and this is in the shade Light Sand. And what I actually do is I call it spot checking. And I just go along, and anywhere that I see spots or something that I just want to cover up, I go along and do that first. And that way, once I put the foundation on top of it, I'm not going to have to worry about having any discoloration in random spots on my face. Okay, and now that that's done, I'll go ahead and put on my foundation, and I'll come back and we'll continue with the video. Okay, now that I've got my foundation on, I'm going to go back in with that same shade that I used before, and I'm going to put this under my eyes. And I do 3 lines like this, and then I kind of go back in between these two and do a little one. Okay, and I'm going to go back in with the same beauty blender, and I kind of start on the outside and kind of fill everything in and pull it up. And I tend to kind of look up while I do this to kind of elongate the space here so I have less wrinkles and it kind of creates a smoother finish. And I go in and I pull my nose to the side just so I can kind of get in that little crevice. Okay, from there, I'm going to go in. I actually bought one of these singles of the Shade and Light palettes. So it is just the 2 shades that I use. And I'm going to go in with the powder here. And this is in the shade Lyric. And I'll go in again with my beauty blender and get some of that powder on there. And I'm just going to set that concealer with the powder. Now, to make sure that sets and stays really nicely all day, I'm going to go ahead in with my Morphe setting spray and spray that on. Okay, so now that I've got the concealer all set under my eyes, I'm going to go back in with my other shade of the Shape Tape Concealer. And this is a lighter shade, and it is Fair Neutral. And I'm just going to take that, and I'm going to do a triangle on my chin, a stripe on my nose, and 3 lines on my forehead. And just, again, blend that in with my beauty blender. Okay, once I have that all blended in, I actually like to go in with a loose translucent powder, and I'm using the Makeup Forever powder. And I like to do that, and I use the beauty blender, and I will actually bake in these 3 little sections. And the reason I do that is I feel like this is, you know, in my T-zone where I tend to get more oily, and baking it tends to like help the concealer stay longer. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I will usually let this sit and stay while I do the rest of my makeup. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what it looks like when I have everything done. And that's what it looks like when the makeup's all done. So that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below what other videos you'd like to see in this series, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!